And the temporary campus did bid in December, which means that we accepted all the bids, but we have not awarded the bids yet. So the topic for tonight is awarding the temporary campus bid. So the bond authority is available for the construction of the school. It's the timing of the bond authority and the issuances that how we receive and the timing of the money. So you'll hear more about that when our financial advisors talk about that in another presentation tonight. So just to give you a little background, which you'll hear again, we do have $592 million worth of bond authority available. So that means that we have it available, but we do not have it in hand, and we have to issue those bonds to receive the money. So the issuance schedule that we're looking at right now, and the board is actually considering the preliminary official statement tomorrow night for the first issuance of, well, I shouldn't say the first issuance, but the upcoming issuance of $135 million. The next issuance would be in 2017. That would be for another $125 million. Now that's also based upon some assumptions. Tax rates, and also, which is at $48 per 100,000, and also a 4% increase in assessed valuation. So the total available authority through 2018 is $260 million. Now, what we like to do and what we're doing now is looking at a 4-year planning window, which we have a better idea of what tax rates might be, what assessed valuations might be, than looking out further to 2019 or 2045. So this is a slide of all of our active projects. And what I mean by active projects, these are the projects that are currently underway. So as you can see, right now, 2014-15, we have several projects that are underway. And then they start, as we move forward into that 4-year planning window, we have fewer and fewer projects. So there's nothing else that we've put into the active project schedule at this point that's not under construction. So this is a slide that gives you a snapshot of where we are with our cash flow. So our next 2 bond issuances, the $260 million that I showed you on that previous slide, plus we had a cash balance of $104 million as of July 1st of 2014. Our expenditures throughout that 4-year snapshot of time for all of those active projects that are currently underway is $338 million. So that's through June of 2018. Now we had a presentation at the last subcommittee meeting which had a slightly different number there, and that's because we've updated that $338 million to include some additional Common Core technology awards that the board will be considering tomorrow night. Now what that $338 million does, it does not include any of the projects that you are here to talk about tonight, Valley View, Stige, Fairmont. Only those projects that are under construction. So our fund balance at that 4-year planning window, taking into consideration tax rates and assessed valuation, as I discussed, is $26 million. Now beyond that 4-year planning window, we need an additional $15 million or so to finish out Pinole Valley High School.
Is that the field money? What is that?
That is everything beyond the buildings. So the buildings would be occupied by June, and then restoring the property underneath the portables and demolishing the portables. So that means we have $11 million based upon assumptions. So there's a lot of things that affect cash flow. And these are some of the things that we have to juggle on a daily basis to schedule our projects, to understand how money's coming in. But really, it's the uncertainty of assessed valuations. We've had a lot of ups and downs in this community. So that's why we take an assumed rate of 4% increase. And Sherry Gamba, our associate superintendent over fiscal, could probably touch on that a little bit more. I think our financial advisors are going to later. We also have the tax rates, which will be talked about a little bit later. And also escalation costs for construction. Those costs go up. Market conditions, the bid climate, the timing of when you put a project out to bid and the contractors available to bid on a project really can change the cost of a project. And then, of course, project schedules and related cash needs, including the uncertainty of Pinole Valley High School costs, and I'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later. Unforeseen conditions, we have those on our existing school sites. Maintaining defined budgets, and cost efficiencies without compromising program or quality. So if there are ways in which we can identify savings in a project, we want to do so. We do not want to compromise, though, the program and the quality. And of course, the timing of new bonds. These are all the upcoming projects to be planned with our bond program. So we've been working with all the school sites at different phases. So Valley View, as you can see, is DSA approved. Fairmont and Stige, we anticipate getting DSA, or Division of State Architect, approval this year. We have Ohlone. They're still awaiting a multi-purpose room and a kinder, so that campus is 2/3 done. We have some buildings at Richmond High School. There's also several schools that we've been working closely with the communities to master plan, and we're getting through those master plan processes right now. So there's a lot of expectations, and there's a lot of needs still in our school district.
Ms. LeBlanc, when was Valley View DSA?
I believe in October of 2014. Is that correct?
February.
Oh, February?
February.
Okay.
That's been a year.
So some of the considerations that we are looking at, or the board will be needing to look at, is to manage the projects, to look at cash flow, is that bond funds are available to complete the Valley View temporary campus at this time. So they're here, we have them. The bond funds to complete the construction of the school may not be available within our 4-year bond cash flow based upon our current assumptions. The $48 per 100,000 in tax rate and the 4% assessed valuation.
So if those assumptions are correct, they will or they will not be available? They will not.
Yeah.
So what are the assumptions that we need for them to be available?
We have that in our next presentation,
Yes.
but, I mean, it would, for one thing, you would have, so your AVs really can't grow fast enough. You would have to levy tax rates above the promised rate to taxpayers.
Of the 48,
Yes.
unless the AV went up above 4.
Oh, it would have to go significantly.
How much would it have to go?
It would have, we've got that in the
All right,
presentation, but yeah.
All right.
There's a lot of presentations that are
Yes, there's a lot of
interrelated tonight,
Okay,
including the Pinole Valley one.
yes.
And so there's some uncertainty with regard to Pinole Valley High School construction costs, which we'll be talking about later. But one thing I do want to point out is that the costs related to Pinole Valley High School right now, the board did approve a budget previously for Pinole Valley High School. The funds are not being diverted to other school sites. It's really a timing of when the money comes into the district with the bond issuances. So I just wanted to make a clarification of that.